Hi, do you do reformer classes where you go somewhere and do reformer work, or do you have a reformer at home? And if either of those apply to you, do you know exactly what you should be doing for your setup, how to do the exercise well, where you should feel it, and what it's working? Because that's exactly what our reformer Pilates course is going to cover for you. It's specifically aimed for the non-Pilates instructor, although instructors will still get something from it. And the aim is to really educate you on how to use your reformer well, how to know your correct setup, how to know what you're doing is the correct way and where you should be feeling it, and also to cover all the things like your modifications and your progressions. So if you're not sure how you're doing it, at least you know this should feel it in this muscle. If I'm not feeling it in this muscle, then why not? And we'll go through why not with you. You can see behind me there's two different reformers that we've got here. There is the Allegro, which is the little flat one on the floor, which is pretty good if we're doing any standing work because it's not that far off the floor. And then we have a standard studio reformer here, which is the wood-based one. They're both balanced body, so very, very good machines. But we get asked by a lot of people, you know, what is the difference between reformers? What should I look for in a reformer? And we'll go through that in the program as well, so you've got a good idea. They all basically do the same thing. They'll have some spring resistance, they'll have some straps, they'll have some foot bar sort of heights that you can use. The big thing is how easy they are to use, how replaceable things are, and obviously you can pay something from $500 up to $7,000 for a reformer. So what you want to know is why you want to have it, where, you know, your ease of use is, and what you're aiming to get out of it. So we find a lot of people these days have really jumped on the bandwagon of really wanting to know, you know, what they can do and how they can do it. And that's the purpose of the course. It's really, we found a lot of our clients are coming into group classes, and it's not an ideal teaching environment if you're in a group class. Our group classes are quite small. We'll have a maximum of maybe 10 in a class, but there's definitely some studios that are heading up there, you know, 20 plus in a class. And at the end of the day, if you want your practice to be effective, you want to know what you're doing is worthwhile, and you want to know that what you're doing works. So that was the point of the course. It's really, you know, getting out there the information that we've had probably a fair few clients come to our studio who have been elsewhere, and I don't know what they were doing elsewhere, but it wasn't Pilates. So my purpose and my goal is to ensure that people get results, because at the end of the day, if you are doing your exercise well and you know the intention behind that exercise, you know the technique behind that exercise, you won't do anything but get results. And when people aren't getting results, it's mainly because they're not doing it well. They're not really sure where they should be working it. They're not really sure what should be happening. And you know, if you don't know how to set up your springs, so if we said, please set up your springs for a spring and a half, we're on a medium foot bar height and we're lying in supine in neutral, you should know what that means. And if you don't know what that means, then you need to do this course. The aim is that you get the best out of your practice. The aim is that you get the results that you're after. And the aim is that you know what to do and how to do it, and how to do it well, so that you can succeed in what you're doing. And even if you've got a home reformer, your big thing is that you need somebody guiding you, you need somebody telling you, you need somebody showing you what to do. So that's what's going to be covered in this course. It will go through, like I said, the difference in the different styles of reformers and what they mean, the different parts of the reformers, some safety issues on the reformers, how to maintain them, so you've got like the basics under your belt. We'll go through the Pilates principles as well, so you know what it means if we say for neutral, what it means if we say for imprint, what it means when we're talking about articulation, so that you understand what the purpose of the exercise is and how to do it. And we'll go through a fair few of the essential stuff that you should know. So your footwork, your setup positions, your foot positions, feet in straps, standing leg stretch, standing hip stretch, scooters, how to set them up, how to do them well, and obviously a whole heap of others. There'll be some mini blasts in there, so there'll be some arm blasts that you can do. So if you do have a home reformer, you'll have, you know, 10 minutes of blast that you can do for the arms or the legs or the abs, or for movement, or for, you know, stretching or rotation. So we'll include those in there as well. And then the other great thing that we're going to be doing is just making sure that you understand what happens when you're working your core. So, we get a lot of misconception is that people want to have heavy springs because they really want to work hard, where if you're trying to work your core, you actually want a lighter spring. We'll have lots of people that will say, oh, I just want to load it up. I just want to go as hard as I can and as fast as I can. And what you really want to do is make sure that your movements are really quite slow and really quite purposeful. And you might want a light spring to make that happen. So we'll go through, like I said, the purpose of the exercise, where you should feel it, what you can do to make it easier, what you can do to make it harder, what you can do to challenge yourself, different ways of breathing for you, and it's all basically online. So what will happen is you get a login and you can go through it at your own pace. You can pick an exercise if you're not sure of it and go and look at that exercise and make sure you know the thing. The big one that we sort of get struggling clients on is things like feet in straps or scooters, because everyone wants a great butt, everyone wants great glutes, and they generally can't feel it because they feel it in their quads. So that is pretty much it about our online course, which is our Pilates Reformer, the Core Essentials. It is on pre-launch at the moment, and if you click on the link below, then you'll be able to grab a great bargain at the moment while we sort out our finishing touches for it. So we're getting the word out there, and if you would like to purchase it, then check out the link below, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and get the most out of your reformer practice, because at the end of the day, if you have access to the right information, you know what you should be doing, you know how to do it well, you know how to correct yourself, and you know how to prevent any sort of general mistakes or tendencies that people have to get. So the common faults basically will show you what to watch out for and how to make sure that you don't fall victim to those, so you can make sure your reformer practice is the best. See how you go, check out the link, and we'll hope to see you on our course soon.